Alright, hello, citizens of the Nigelverse. It is Nigel here once again, and this is another movie review. We're starting off with our Christmas movies, starting with a movie I watched a lot growing up, and the first time in a long time that I've seen this movie, The Polar Express. For starters, I'm not professional movie reviewer or movie analyst or anything like that, just a man who enjoys a good time, and I had a pretty good time watching this movie. Definitely a bit of a polarizing movie, no pun intended. There's people who like this movie, there's people who hate this movie, and then there's people who are in the middle. But I've always really liked The Polar Express, and even watching it nowadays, I do still like it. I think it's still a really, really solid movie. But without further ado, let's get into it. Starting with what I liked. The animation, for the most part, looks really, really good. But a lot of good stuff. This movie came out in 2007, if I'm not mistaken, and it looks pretty good for the time. A lot of the character models do look solid for the most part. A lot of them do look like kids from like different backgrounds and stuff like that. That's pretty cool. And the way stuff like the snow and the ice and stuff is animated does look really, really nice. Um, and A lot of the stuff they're doing in the movie is pretty good. I feel like the pacing of the movie is kind of a short movie, but I feel like the pacing isn't really too bad. We've seen like movies with pretty with we've seen movies that are pretty short that have like two breakneck of paces. If I don't think that made any sense, but we've seen movies where the pacing is too fast, where it's off, and it's because the movie is so short. So they gotta hurry it along. They gotta come on. We don't have a whole lot of time. We gotta move it along. This one, thankfully, it does it a little bit, but it doesn't really do it a whole lot, which I really like. That's paced pretty decently. Um, and so oh, there's that, and like I said, the animation is pretty solid. It and yeah, so oh, that's pretty cool. In terms of what I didn't really like about the movie, some of the animation does look a bit weird and a bit off. Some of the character models do look a bit. More specifically, like the girl and the know-it-all kid, those animations, which have been memed to death to this point, do look a little bit weird. And like I said, the pacing doesn't really go too fast, but sometimes it does speed up a little too much. Now, it's one thing to have kind of a fast pace, and sometimes you do want a fast pace at certain points, but you also have to let things mellow. You don't want to go too fast, as you also want things to mellow down and cool down a little bit. And the movie, I feel like, does it for the most part, but there is some moments where it does go a bit too fast, and it is kind of short, which sucks. But I also feel like the message behind the movie is a little bit. It's a little bit. It gets kind of lost in translation a little bit. I think what the movie is trying to say is that it's okay to believe in like Santa Claus and stuff and still be young, but I feel like it doesn't really do the best job of conveying that. Like for example, it talks about how the kids, as they grow older, they don't hear the bells anymore, meaning the magic is gone, but the narrator still hears the bells, and I guess still a child at heart. But the thing is, growing up isn't always bad, and sometimes you can keep the Christmas spirit alive with your children. You tell them about Santa Claus and stuff, and still get them presents and stuff from Santa. I'm probably gonna do it with my kids, but I feel like the movie wants to say that, but it doesn't really know. It knows. I feel like the movie knows what it wants to say for the most part, but doesn't always quite know how to say it. If that makes any sense. That and with the exception of like a couple characters, we don't really learn any names or anything. Like honestly, I kind of forgot a lot of the names. It's probably because my memory sucks, but I forgot the names that were presented. The girl, I don't know her name. The main character, I don't know his name. The know-it-all kid, don't know his name. The conductor, well, honestly, the conductor, you probably don't really need to know his name. But yeah, so some of the names are kind of like lost there. So, the narrative is a bit weird and a bit skewed, but kind of well, it's some stuff to keep in mind, but it doesn't really impact or impair, I should say, my enjoyment of the movie. I still enjoyed it quite a bit, so I hope you do too. So, thank you all so much for watching. If you did enjoy this video, please do me a favor, like, comment, subscribe, share it with your friends, turn on post notifications so you know every time I upload a video so you can see it as soon as it drops. Let me know in the comments, do you like this movie, do you dislike this movie, do you like my review, do you dislike my review, do you think I'm being too harsh, do you think I'm not being harsh enough? Let me know in the comments, and I will see you guys later. Peace.